awful debut for the Toronto Blue Jays for Chris Bassitt. As the Jays lose this one 9-4 to the St. Louis Cardinals and drop the finale of the 3-game series and are now 1-2 on the year. Sure, you would have loved to see your big guys do the offense. I think Vladdy and Bo combined for like 2 hits in the game, and George Springer went 0 for 5, and it was kind of a rough night in the offensive end for those guys in particular, but you cannot blame the offense for this loss. This loss is on Chris Bassitt. The talk about him is that, he's got 8 pitches, all this and that, and he's a career 3.5 ERA guy, so I'm not going to worry about him too much. And I'm not going to overreact to one loss and say that he's washed, it's over, it's done, contract's terrible, all that nonsense. No. But what I am here to say is that start today for Chris Bassitt, I don't care what that other lineup looks like. Sure, they're a damn good lineup at the Cardinals. But Chris Bassitt, in his debut with the Blue Jays, goes 3 1/3. Allows 10 hits, 9 runs, all earned, does not get a single strikeout in his outing. But it's not even just that. The first batter of the ball game, Brendan Donovan, sees 1 pitch, drives it out of the yard. Next batter, Burleson, drives it out of the yard. Is this BP? What's going on here? Then a little later in the inning, right, Contreras gets on. Gorman, yeah, that's gone. You've had 3 home runs in the first inning. You're down 4-0 in the first inning. Awful, awful start for Chris Bassitt. But lots of ball to play, right? Top of the second inning, Dalton Varsho. I got to talk about him later on. I think he's looking really good so far. He gets on, then Matt Chapman doubles him home. All right, the Jays, we got a run on the board. It's 4-1. Then a few batters later, Whit Merrifield, it's a sacrifice fly. In comes Alejandro Kirk. Good stuff, all right. Cut the deficit in half. It's now 4-2. Then Denny Jansen, it's an RBI single. Matt Chapman comes across the score, and the Jays are within 1 run. They're right there. But then in the bottom half of the third, right? So he goes in the bottom half of the third, 3 up, 3 down. I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's figured it out a bit. The Jays get a chance in the top half. They can't score. Bottom half of the third inning comes up, and I believe he did an all right. Let me actually quickly check that. I believe he got the first guy or the first 2 guys out. Let me quickly check that play in the, what inning was that? The bottom half of the third. So Burleson doubles. Then Goldschmidt lines out. Burleson goes to third. So the guy at third with 1 out. And actually, let me rephrase that. Burleson, that double is a fly ball that gets lost in the sun. They can't make the play. It drops in for a double. It changes the entire complexity of the inning. You get that out? Yeah, you're facing Goldschmidt. You're facing Arenado, but you got nobody on and 1 out already. Great. But instead, it drops in. And now there's a guy at second and nobody out for 2 Hall of Famers. Great. But Goldschmidt then lines out. You get 1 out. All right, the guy moves up, but hey, it is what it is. Then Nolan Arenado, he singles. Burleson scores. And they get one of those runs back. It's now a 5-3 game. But then, Gorman. See you never. 2-run shot. Second of the ball game. Second off of Bassitt. Arenado scores. It is now 7-3. Isn't it incredible how one, I don't want to call it a mistake, but one play that should be made that's not made. I know the sun, I get it, but it's a fly ball routine that in hindsight should be caught without Mother Nature shoving her ugly face in there sometimes. Look at yesterday. Matt Chapman makes the error, leads to 3 runs. You lose by 3. That pop-up drops in. Imagine if he gets him out. Then let's say Goldschmidt lines out. There's 2 out, nobody on. Instead, it's an entirely different inning, and they score 3 runs, and they take a 4-run. They get their 4-run lead right back. But he wasn't done. Bottom of the 4th. Brendan Donovan is sacrifice fly. Dylan Carlson scores. Then Burleson doubles. Edmonds scores. His night is done. Absolutely done. 3 1/3, 10 hits, 9 runs, all earned. He was not good today. You give up 4 home runs in 3 1/3. Meanwhile, the Jays have not had a home run in the first 3 games, and it's very odd. But not worried about it, but just odd. And the only other run the Jays get is a Whit Merrifield RBI single in the 6th inning. Matt Chapman scores to make it, well, actually, you know what? That made it 9-3 off of those other runs in the bottom of the 4th. And then Whit Merrifield, the RBI single, makes it 9-4. That's all she wrote. Offensively, I thought Dalton Varsho's looked great. You know, we've all heard about the lefty stuff, that he's not very good at hitting lefties, this and that. Well, he had 2 hits off left, or no, was it both hits off a lefty? I believe it was. Both hits off Jordan Montgomery, the starting pitcher. Had a run scored as well, scored the first run of the ball game. And in the game 1, he had that line drive sac fly off a lefty. So he's done a very good job in the early goings, at least, against left-handed pitching. So a really good day for him. Alejandro Kirk went 1 for 3 with a run scored, and he walked once as well. And Matt Chapman had a day 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Problem is, those 3 guys I mentioned were 8 of the 10 hits. No, excuse me. What is that? 6 of the 10 hits. You know, it's just not good enough, right? Look, you can't blame them because of the fact that your starting pitcher gave you nothing. But George Springer, after going 5 for 6, whatever, in the first game of the season, and we talked about it, how the ex-velo on those were not very good. They were just finding holes and blooping in. Bo Bichette went 1 for 4 today. Vladdy 1 for 4 today. Nothing else. You know, Springer went 0 for 5 again today. He had a tough night yesterday. He had a tough day today. And can't blame these guys. I'm not getting mad at them. Whatever. It's 3 games into the season. You're playing a team that's probably going to win their division. So I'm not worried about it. But just these games have been quite ugly, these first 3. You won one of them somehow. But the other 2, not so much. All right. Team overall, 10 hits total, 6 strikeouts only. And they only walked 1 time. That was Alejandro Kirk, as I said earlier. So, pitching-wise, I'm not going to bring up Bassitt again because we know what happened. I think pitch selection wasn't great. Location definitely wasn't great. And that's a thing. He's a guy, like a right-handed Jin Ryu. You don't throw hard, so you got to spot your pitches. And when you don't, you're going to get teed off on like you did today. Zach Pop went 2/3 an inning, allowed 1 hit and a walk. Trevor Richards went 2 scoreless innings, allowed a couple hits and a walk, and struck out 3. Anthony Bass with a clean inning of work, allowed a couple hits, but that was it. Tim Mason went an inning, allowed 1 hit, and that was it. We move on, though, because you have to. Baseball players, if you've ever played, you got to have a short memory. You don't, you're not going to be a good ball player. The next up, the Jays head to Kansas City to take on the Royals for a 4-game set. The Royals are not good. But let's be honest. Remember when the Royals came to Toronto last year and half the team couldn't come? And you still somehow split the series, split the 4-gamer. So you cannot take anybody lightly. But the next 2 starters for the Blue Jays are the more intriguing ones for Jays fans. Jose Barrios gets the start tomorrow versus Brady Singer at 7:40. Yusei Kikuchi against, was it Mike Bubich? Hold on. I got to find out what that guy's name is. Bubich. Kyle Bubich? Chris Bubich. There you go. So that's the pitching matchup in Game 2 on Tuesday at 7:40 there. And I'm assuming Manoah and Gausman will follow. Hasn't been confirmed. It's not on the score up at least. And their guys aren't confirmed. 7:40 on Wednesday. And 2:10 on Thursday. So that's the pitching matchup for the upcoming 4-game set. All right, so I want to hear all your thoughts about this game, the series, what your thoughts are on the upcoming series down in the comments below. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not this game today, smack the like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? The Twitter and Instagram links are down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. The Discord and TikTok links are down below, so follow up those as well. And I'll talk to you guys, Leafs edition later on tonight, 7 o'clock puck drop. Actually, that is in about 20 minutes time between the Leafs and the Red Wings. Leafs resting some guys, so we'll see how that one plays out. As for the Raptors, they're back in action on Tuesday as they're in Charlotte taking on the Hornets at 7 p.m. And as for the Blue Jays, they start this 4-game set against the Royals in KC tomorrow night. Jose Barrios, Brady Singer, 7:40 first pitch. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game, not the game today. We'll talk to you guys then.